Bryan. First of all, obviously, welcome back. How long were you in Afghanistan?
I was there for a total of 7.5 months.
Okay. Before you went to Afghanistan, what were you thinking you would expect when you got there?
Not too much. I didn't really know too much about it. Didn't see too many pictures. Just that it's a third world country. They're a few years behind us. Didn't know how people would react to us, and didn't know how it was. But on my arrival, it was definitely an experience. It was a shell shock, but a culture shock. It was amazing. The people there are very nice. They're totally helpful. I mean, they're there to help you as you're there to help them. And it's a different world, different housing, different buildings, different everything.
What types of things that you can tell us anyway did they have you doing while you were there? What was your role?
My role was a driver. I drove the RG-31. It's a heavily armored vehicle, great for driving passengers. It's definitely a useful vehicle. I liked it. Completely uncomfortable, but it did the job, and it worked. It never really fell apart on us too much. But as my part, I was a driver / gunner / dismount. All have their own little duties and stuff like that. Driving was pretty much the easiest one. Dismounting was fun. I wouldn't say fun, but it was interesting and exciting as well. Checking culverts and stuff like that.
Okay. Let me ask you, the areas that you were driving in, were they, I imagine, I don't know if all areas are considered dangerous, but were they in danger zones at some point?
Yes, everywhere you go is a dangerous area. We went to more dangerous areas than there are others. The city is, I'm not going to say safe, but it's safer than driving on the highways and driving off-roading through the mountains, going out to different camps and stuff like that. But driving in the city was more comfortable for me. I knew the roads very well. I knew the places. I knew the vulnerable areas. So, yeah. But the city was nice.
Back here, when we hear about Afghanistan, a lot of the stories that come back are of roadside bombings and vehicles hitting the roadside bombs and how dangerous it is, I guess. I imagine, did you have any occurrences where that seemed to be a threat, or you saw something of that nature there?
There was a couple incidents. There was only one incident that was actually aimed at us. They missed, obviously, and they never succeeded in that at all. And other areas, well, we found IEDs. We've never been contacted by them. They never exploded on us, but we found them in time, and we got rid of them. Other ones were near instances where, we would go drive by a road, an hour later something would go off. That kind of stuff. But nothing was ever seriously in danger for us. We were never harmed in any way.
Okay. What was the morale like over there? I think a lot of people wonder, how troops are doing over there. We hear stories of people, saying, morale is very strong over there. We feel like we're making a difference. But for somebody that's been there, what is morale of troops?
I can only speak on my part. Our morale was pretty good. I never lost any friends, thank God. Others did, so you can only imagine what their morale was like at the time. But my morale was pretty up. We had a lot of availability stuff to us, they had Burger King and Subway and Pizza Hut. Tim Hortons, of course, and that stuff would make anybody happy. So on the average day, yeah, it was an okay day. You're never happy, you're never mad. So it was an all good tour for me.
What's it like to be home? You just arrived today.
Yeah.
Is your head spinning?
Yeah, a little bit. It was pretty a shock to come home to see my whole entire family at the airport and some friends from my unit. That was great to see them there. That was really made me happy. Coming into town, my sisters love me to death, and I love them to death too, and they got bunch of boards out there with my name on it and saying welcome back. So that was really interesting, and really happy to see that. And I'm just gonna head over to my favorite bar there and have a couple drinks and have some supper with my family. And it's definitely I'm definitely excited to be back. I'm definitely happy to be back. A lot of things to do.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I've got 3 sisters, no brothers.
Okay, no brothers. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you also have a son?
Yeah, I do. Devin. He's 16 months now, and He's getting big, that's for sure. Running around. It's good to see him. Definitely good to see him.
I imagine it was difficult being away from him at such a young age.
Yeah. Altogether, I've been away for about a year and a half. I did a year workup training before I went to Afghanistan, and I got to see him maybe 5 times through the whole year and a half now. And I've only seen him for like maybe a week and a half at the time, so that was kind of hard for me. It was really sucked. But seeing him now, and now that I got years with him, so I'm going to be happy now.
And I imagine the first time you've seen him in over 7.5 months.
4 months. I actually came home for Christmas and got to see him. Yeah, but 4.5 months is a long time not seeing your kid.
Sure. Yeah. Now that you're back, what are your plans?
I'm actually trying to apply for the police, get through that. Hopefully I'm successful in that, which I know I will be. After that, I don't know. I mean, I made quite a bit of money, and I'll probably get into housing, buy some houses, and see where that takes me.
Okay. Are you still now, because you've been, is it possible that you get redeployed once again?
It's very possible. I've got a letter asking me to come back. I'm not going to take it up right away, but I definitely want to go back again. Whether we're contracted at that country or not, I want to go back for sure.
Really? Okay. At this point, I imagine you're not sure how long you would wait before you would go back?
Maybe a year or so, maybe a little longer, and get settled back home here.
Okay.